One of the one of the things that Ted Cruz said earlier today, he called you that you're behaving like Donald Trump with a smile. I want you to be able to respond.
Donald smiles. I've seen him smile. I don't know. This back and forth is silly. In the end, look, if somebody says something about me that isn't true, I'm going to correct the record, Anderson. But ultimately, it's not about me. It's not about Ted. It's not about Donald. It's about what is this country going to look like when my 15-year-old daughter graduates from college? What is it going to look like when she buys her first home or tries to start her first business? What is it going to look like when my 8-year-old son does the same? That 2016 is a turning point. And I honestly believe we only have two ways forward. We are either going to be the first Americans that leave their children worse off than themselves, or we are going to be the authors of a new American century, the greatest era in our history. That's a pretty dramatic choice. I believe 2016 is about that. And when the stakes are that high, that's what I'm going to spend 99% of my time talking about.
You talked about your kids, your wife, Jeanette. You have a commercial now running with both of them in it. When did you know that Jeanette was the woman for you?
Well, I'd like to think she liked me first, but I liked her first.
How'd you meet?
So I was playing sand volleyball at a park in West Miami, Florida, and I saw this really cute girl sitting there, and I started asking questions about her, but months would go by. I finally didn't really get to know her until my college roommate was dating her best friend, and we introduced us, and it took a little while to convince her that I was the right person, but we were dating for 7 years. We got married in 1998. It's been one of the most blessed things that's ever happened to me in my life. I'm truly blessed to have not just a godly and wonderful wife and partner in life, but also been blessed by 4 incredible children. And I tell people all the time, I mean, that's an extraordinary blessing that's what I have so much peace about no matter what happens. I'm running for president. I'd love to be your president. But my kids are going to love me no matter what happens, and so is my wife, and I'm just blessed by that.
If you are elected president, would you still coach your son in football?
I'd like to. I'll have to talk to the Secret Service about it. But I love, the thing about sports, yes, would you love your children to be successful? Absolutely, in whatever they do. But for me, sports has been an incredible teacher of life lessons. I was a little bit disappointed by what happened in New Hampshire, and I thought I had myself to blame. And the lessons that I applied to that disappointment came from sports. I used to play defensive back, and I got beat from time to time on a pass play. You're going to if you're a cornerback. You got to put that behind you because you got another play coming up, and you got to make up for it on the next play. I learned that lesson from athletics. And so for me, as much as anything else, sports has been a way for me to instill life lessons in my children, particularly how to deal with failure, how to deal with disappointment, and how to work alongside other people in order to achieve a goal.
With all that we've learned now about concussions, do you worry about your child doing football in school?
Well, we try to make it as safe as we possibly can. Football has inherent dangers. So does competitive stunt cheerleading. My daughter used to do that. So does driving a car to work and back. So there's risks inherent in a lot of activity. I ultimately think football is an incredible sport. It teaches lessons, life lessons that I think are valuable. You can make the game safer. You can never make it entirely safe. And so we do spend a lot of time coaching kids how to properly tackle, not use your head. Very different from when I was growing up and they taught you to use your head to tackle. And the Democrats say that explains a lot about Marco Rubio, but it's not true. But my point is, it's a sport that brings with it some inherent danger, but so does life. And we try to make it as safe as possible.
In Mason City, I was surprised you mentioned that you're colorblind, which I hadn't realized, and that you should have seen your clothes before your wife started picking them out.
Yeah, well, we basically are now sticking to like reds and blues and grays and blues because I have trouble distinguishing between blue and black, blue and purple.
So those are the
green
colors
and blue. Yeah,
you can't see.
It's a mess. Yeah,
Did you always have that, or something?
I didn't know until people started telling me, "Hey, that's a nice green shirt." I go, "What green? The blue one I have on?" I said, "No, it's green." So I struggle with it.
The other thing I think I found surprising about is you like EDM.
I do.
Electronic dance music.
Yes, I don't want people. Maybe people thought that was something else. So I
have you ever been to a rave?
Well, no, I've never been to a rave. No, I've never been to a rave.
Well, I don't know.
The Republican primary ended.
Well, I mean, you like EDM. That's what they do, isn't it?
I listen to it. I don't necessarily. I think I'm a little too old to be going to a rave, to be honest with you.
Well, maybe back in the day.
Well, I have the boots for it. I don't know if you saw that on TV once. But no, here's the thing about it. I actually grew up listening to 90s hip-hop music, especially the West Coast stuff, and I really liked it. But in the last few years, what's happened with EDM, you've got these electronic these disc jockeys or these DJs that are taking electronic music and overlaying it with tracks from country music and all sorts of things. And so the lyrics are clean, the beats and music is fun. I've gotten into it. It's a lot of fun.
Do your kids like it too?
Yeah, I mean, the words are clean. Sometimes they have no words at all. It's electronic dance music, so that's perfect. I don't have to worry about the lyrics.
Senator Rubio,
thank you
so much for your time.
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. I want to thank Senator Rubio for taking part. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much.